Hi, welcome to another edition of 4-Minute Fridays. My name's Gary. Today we're going to talk about your work ethic. As a leader, you probably have a pretty decent work ethic, but I want to talk about it for two important reasons. Number one, probably more than anything else other than the character quality of fundamental honesty, your work ethic will determine how people respect you, and respect is everything in leadership. Secondly, your work ethic is what I call the great equalizer. You know, we all have a different level of skill, acumen, understanding, talent. We have different levels maybe of charisma or whatever. But if you have a great work ethic, you can overcome just about every one of those and possibly all of those. Where does the work ethic come? Who knows? I mean, does it come from your mom, your dad? Does it come from your environment? Is it genetic? I don't know. I think I got mine from my dad, watching my dad go to work every day before they had sick leave, and he was work when he's sick, and he did it at a job he didn't really care about because he cared about his kids and make sure that we ate every day. And that affected me. It affected how I thought about responsibility and work and about people that I care about and causes that matter to me. So I want us to look at this work ethic thing, and I want us to break it down into three component parts. First, let's talk about intensity. You know, most of the time when we talk about work ethic, people want to talk about how many hours they work. Wow, I work 80 hours. I work 63 hours. Okay, that's fine. But more than how many hours you work, the intensity of your work probably determines whether or not you really feel like you got anything accomplished. I like to think of intensity as kind of like a 1 to 10 dial inside of me. Everybody's a bit different, but I like to run at about an 8. I run at about an 8. And that way, when I need to, when I really have to push, I can crank it up to a 9.5 or all the way over to what we call killing snakes mode, where you're just going at it as hard as you can. You do that for a while, okay? So there's that initiative point. You got to learn how to crank it up, and to be able to live at a level that you can work hard and make a difference over time. We talked about that recently. Second thing is I want us to talk about the whole area of initiative. Your work ethic is all about starting, taking the initiative, getting going. I love the ancient wisdom of Solomon, who said, "He who watches the wind will never sow." It's a picture of a farmer who goes out and he's checking the weather conditions and a little too windy, not gonna sow my seed today. Looking for ideal conditions. Listen, you're never going to have ideal conditions. You got to get started. You have to learn to take the initiative. If you're struggling, if you're procrastinating, probably it's not because you're lazy, but this is a moment to ask yourself, why am I hesitating? Am I afraid of failure in this? Do I feel like I'm lacking important information? Do I have the wrong people here with me in this? Is this something that maybe I'm said I'm going to do, but I don't really feel committed to it inside? Deal with it, find out what's going on, and then take the initiative. And then finally, let's think about innovation. You know, while we're doing stuff, we should always be asking us two innovation type questions. One has to do with efficiency, one has to do with effectiveness. Are we being efficient? Efficiency means I'm doing things right. Do we have the right resources? Do we have the right personnel? Is there a way that we can do this faster, better, more affordably? Is there technology that can help us? Effectiveness is a different question. Efficiency is, am I doing things right? Effectiveness means, are we doing the right things? How many times you worked really hard on something? I was doing something a while back where we spent a lot of money on a project. We had a lot of people involved in it. We did a good job with it, but the impact of it was not nearly what we'd hoped for. And I had to understand that while we did it efficiently, we didn't do it. We weren't effective because we weren't doing the right thing. If you'll think about these three things, you'll think about intensity, if you'll think about initiative, and if you'll think about innovation, you will find that your work ethic will continue to grow and you'll become the leader that you were intended to be. Hey, thank you so much. Have a great week. We'll see you next week. Another edition of 4-Minute Fridays.